Check the mic and make sure it sound right.
I am DK Will. This is DK Will Talk About It. I am trying to talk softly because Bogey's over here behind me waiting to squawk at me. It didn't work. Okay, after the intro, I'll go downstairs and try to hide from him.
I'm going to start this video. I'm going to show Bogey. And every time I talk, Bogey wants to talk. So that's what you hear in the background when you watch my videos. This loudmouth bird right here.
And in the meantime, and in between time, after hiding from Bogey, I was able to actually find it so I could show it to you and read it properly. I hate to misquote anyone because it talks about here, and this is LOADSTAR III from 4 years ago on Reddit. Like I mentioned, I'm not on Reddit, but it says here the plans that Ripple has for XRP are moving faster and faster. Don't we know it? And I know you all see it. It's a shame that so many do not even know what is happening. We are at the forefront of a new age, and when the bear looks up at the golden sky and the golden sun and the blue skies, he thanks God for this opportunity for people worldwide to take advantage of this chance to buy XRP. So, okay, it's up to you how much stock you put in the Riddler information. I'm going to give a confession before I move any further. Years ago, I stopped watching television so long ago, I don't remember the last time I actually was a regular TV watcher. Now, occasionally, my wife watched television, so I'd go in the room and she'd have something on, I'd sit and watch it. Go to a bar or a airport or not a bar, a restaurant, you know what I mean, anywhere, and they have a TV, okay, maybe I'll watch some TV. But I am not a regular TV viewer. I'm a YouTuber. And years ago, I watched this individual who was apparently supposed to be a time traveler. And I watched time traveler videos. That was my genre of watching, part among other things, because I was investigating the Iraqi dinar, and I was doing all kinds of research, looking at all kinds of different things. And the time traveler, I was watching him, and some of the stuff he said was kind of like, made you go, kind of thing. Now, I'm not saying there's time travel, but I am saying I watched it. But in any case, this would have been back in the end of 2017, maybe 2018 or so, which at this point is more than 4 years ago. But it was when I began to invest in cryptocurrencies. So when I began to investigate cryptocurrencies, when I began to analyze cryptocurrencies and blockchain technologies and to see what I thought about it, because a time traveler said in passing is not a focus of the conversation that he was having with an individual. He kind of just said it in passing as of almost like everybody knows that kind of way. He said, oh, in the future we use crypto and blah, blah, and continued on the topic at hand. And so I heard that phrase and I thought, oh, really? And it set me off on a venture to look into cryptocurrency. Now, after that, I looked into cryptocurrencies and I actually became a believer in the technology and the promise of the future for far more significant reasons than a time traveler. And my next video is probably going to be about that, but this video is only going to be brief about one thing, and the one thing only is the blue skies. Because if you will look here, I tried to search up for some of my videos because I know I've been saying it now for over a couple of years that I believe the blue skies are state laws. And I did find this comment that I made in response to a Michael Branch post from December 21st of 2022. So we're looking at least long enough to birth a baby. And he made a comment about the term virtual currency will take its place, excuse me, in the money transmission regulations of Alaska. And then I said, just saying blue sky laws are state level anti-fraud regulations that require issuers of securities to be registered and to disclose details of their offerings. Maybe that bearable guy is looking at these blue skies. So this is long after I'd already been on that venture of believing that's what the blue skies were. It's just like I believe that the BRICS were the BRICS nations, which also proved out to be accurate. And so as we see here, part of the reason I did that was because upon learning and also qualifying to get registered representative as an accredited investor, that type of stuff, I was learning things that I never knew about the financial world. And a lot of things that they don't want us to know, and they don't want you to know. I can tell you that too. That's why they put you under such chains when you do finally get a registered representative and a financial advisor. I decided not to accept the chains. But nonetheless, the reason being is because state administrators are so powerful. People have no idea how powerful a state administrator is. But the state administrator, according to this definition from Bing, is a government or regulatory agency or official who oversees and enforces state-level rules and regulations regarding securities transactions. That almost sounds like the SEC, doesn't it? And that's why I believe in those blue skies being at the state level. And what's hot on the table today, nowadays? This right here. The money license transfer that Ripple has gotten, and it has been licensed in multiple United States, just as anticipated. Just as anticipated with BRICS, and now just as anticipated with those blue skies. And don't let me talk about that golden sun and the yellow brick road of gold back money, but that's a whole nother story. And like I mentioned, there's good news and there's bad news, and the same goes with these developments. However, we have to put ourselves in a position not to be harmed if we can, and to benefit if we can, because some things are out of our control. And my next video is going to get into the direction of biometrics and where that plays. Because I will tell you, one of the benefits that I have that helps me to see more clearly and to become what I refer to as a paradigm whisperer is I believe wholeheartedly in Bible prophecy. And when God reveals Bible prophecy accurately, and it's accepted and understood and interpreted accurately, it helps you to be able to put everything from a big picture perspective into the right perspective, and to be able to see and anticipate what's going on. That's where I'm coming from, folks. That being said, we see Alabama, Alaska, Arizona. Maybe I'll say your state. Arkansas, Colorado, Delaware, Georgia, Idaho, Illinois, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, which is where I live, New Mexico, North Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, South Dakota, Utah, West Virginia, and Wisconsin. And I noticed somebody was conspicuously missing, and that was the great state of Wyoming, who was supposed to be a pioneer state in the industry. Remember? This is from a prior video I did, is a looming threat, a Loomis threat, where some of the bad players were identifying themselves. And I kind of called her out to be a little bit, but you would think that they would have been sitting there chomping at the bit, waiting for Ripple to come to them and at least be among those states for whom these money transfer licenses are being transferred. Seems like sides are being identified to me. I'm going to listen in. We are going to listen in. I'm going to let you listen in with me for the sake of time. Well, the point I'm trying to make is that Senator Loomis may have earned that title by manipulation of perception, because she can come off as the crypto queen by making her state be the first state to be crypto friendly, or one of the first states to be crypto friendly, and at the same time it's not really impacting very many Americans. It's not really impacting very many American citizens, and so she earns the title, but it's really just a goal as to do what she's good at: herd domestic animals. And unfortunately, folks, them domestic animals might be some of us if we don't stay alert and keep our heads on a swivel. Also, Let's not forget what recently happened at the Jackson Hole meeting of central bankers, where there's a revelation of a deepening crisis of capitalist rules. So the central banks were meeting at Jackson Hole in response to the BRICS, which is another topic that I've been trying to hammer on, just like these blue skies are probably going to be the open corridors and the rails that get adoption of XRP's capabilities more so opened in the Riddler, I guess, I don't know, Riddler what? Clues? But where is Jackson Hole? It's in Wyoming. Jackson Hole is in Wyoming for this conclave of central bankers. Isn't that ironic? That right after FedNow goes live as well, we see Ripple getting these blue sky law money transfer licenses in 31 states. One of those things that makes you go, So as this continues, folks, and we look at the players continue to emerge from this war, we begin to see more and more who the players are. And it does seem, sadly, that the Bitcoin proponents and maxis are on one side, and that innovative technology is on another side. But like I said, keep your head on a swivel. Because in every war leading up to this war, the controlling entities have always been on both sides. So what's the point? Aside from not buying into the narratives with this play with Senator Loomis looking as a innovative go-getter pioneer for the cryptocurrency within the legislative body by a small state with only 90,000 people who could be impacted by it at the highest ratio, be careful who you believe. Keep your head on a swivel, because the players are emerging. And seemingly 31 players, 31 state administrators. I don't know if you heard your state on there or not, but your state is going in the direction of innovative technology. And so as you scroll through this list, hopefully your state is on there, because as much as I wanted this video to be about the fact that I was telling my viewers long ago that I believe it's the states that will have a major role. And I even mentioned that I made the comment on Twitter to Michael Branch's post. I was having a little trouble finding my excerpts from my videos, and I stumbled across what we had there, so I hope you've enjoyed it. But keep in mind what it all means, these states coming through with these money transfer licenses. It says here, this opportunity for people worldwide to take advantage of this chance to buy XRP makes it sound like the chance is going to go away. That will be in another of my videos. I'm absolutely certain I've said it before. So don't let this brief interlude fool you, because I've mentioned before that they are going to make it possible for you to sell it, but not to buy it. Now, it's already happened once, aside from Uphold, who held it down. Uphold held it down the entire time. Tip my hat to you. But this is a war, folks, and the players are on both sides. I don't know if you know it or not. I'm politically neutral. I've said it many times. But Lummis is a Republican, and she was backing Gensler. So it's really complicated when you get into war, and that's why you got to keep your head on a swivel. But we can see major developments because the time is rushing in, and this money transmitter licenses are legit. Now keep in mind, I showed you the state administrator whose regulations regarding securities transactions. Yeah, that's how powerful they are, just as powerful as you would imagine the SEC could be. But they are even more powerful in their own respective states when it comes to non-security finances as well. So, folks, I've done my series on videos on XRP, the land behind the curtain. in this land of Oz or whatever I called it. I didn't get as much response as I wanted out of it. So I'm going to say to those of you who are here, thank you for being here. I hope you like and you subscribe. And I hope you are beginning to see that no matter how big or small this channel gets, those who pay attention to this channel are getting some beneficial information. And like I mentioned, I'm going to do another one about the biometrics that are coming into play as well. And just like that decision handed down by Judge Torres, there's good and there's bad, folks. So as I anticipated, the blue skies that the bearable guy referenced, that he's peering at from that ship, yes, it was and is state level implementation. So the BRICS was correct. The gold-backed currencies were correct. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not even going to talk about that golden skies, because them golden skies, I think, are the golden yellow brick road of gold-backed currency. But even that little symbol there, I put particularly on purpose. I have this image here with Stellar on the bottom right, because if you recall, on that 1988 Economist cover page with the eagle standing on the burning money with the gold coin on his chest, it was the stellar symbol, the stellar lumen symbol on his chest. I don't think that was an accident, folks, and I don't think that's an accident that McCaleb and Stellar was bypassed in the lawsuit against Ripple and XRP, even though they're very similar in nature. And with Fed now going into place, which means the Federal Reserve will need some type of implementation of a fast instant payment system, maybe that's who's behind it. But like I mentioned, it's a war in any case. And the war is always over money. But now XRP has those state licenses. I'm sure more states will come on board, because this is going to be a case of get on board or die. And that's going to be the topic of my next video when I get into the biometrics. But for now, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you like. I hope you subscribe. And I absolutely, positively hope you come back for more. I'm DK Will. And this is DK Will Talk About It. And I've talked about it. Have a wonderful day.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right.